3. Well, hello, everybody. Mac here with Sheryl and Phyn, and we want to welcome you all to our August coming into September Fusion Network conference call. And what we think is a very important topic for everybody, which is to hear about how we transition from summer into autumn. And Phyn in particular, can't wait for you to share with us a little bit about your fall cleanse and what this is all about for us. So as we move on, before we get started, since we are going to talk about some Sunrider products in particular, I'd like to just remind everybody that none of the information provided in this presentation is intended to represent a diagnosis or cure of any illness or disease. Sheryl?
Well, everyone, every day is another chance to get stronger, eat better, live healthier, and be the best version of you. And my journey with Sunrider has certainly been that. 34 years now with Sunrider. And I am 71. I feel like I'm in my 30s. And there's not a better feeling in the world right now than to feel so healthy and strong. And I am so excited about the cleanse that Phyn's doing. She's here with me today, and that's pretty special. Absolutely. And so she's going to share with you a great way for you to go into fall and really feel great.
Hi, everyone. So yeah, you may remember that I did a spring cleanse twice a year. Equinox is a really great time to just allow the body to make that transition, just like nature makes its transition into its different seasons. And with the fall cleanse, it is a little more in depth because we're actually transitioning from two different elements in the Chinese system. So it's actually 2 seasons. We've got late summer and autumn. And I'll talk a little bit about in more detail in a moment about what that all entails. But for the late summer, we're looking at the stomach, spleen, which also includes the pancreas organ systems and what that all entails. And then we have for autumn, the lung and large intestine season. And so yeah, they all, in Chinese medicine, they all have different characteristics. And we want to nourish particularly those organs. Of course, we're going to nourish the whole body, all the organ systems, but we're going to focus more on that stomach, spleen, and then the lung and large intestine. And the cleanse itself is a 10-day process where you have classes so that you have the support of the group, and you have lots of information in those Zoom classes as far as what to eat, how to be healthy, mindset, body-mind connection. It's really in depth and fun and connecting, and just allows people to get to know themselves better and just slow down enough time, to have enough time to slow down, to just pay attention to yourself, because we're so often go, go, go. So yeah.
Boy, isn't that the truth? If I can, let me just take a couple of minutes and just share with people why we love Sunrider so much, okay, and why these foods are so special and unique. First of all, as far as Sunrider is concerned, this is a company that's been around for coming up on 40 years now, so it's an extremely stable company. It's not fly-by-night by any means. There are many companies in this industry that are here one day, gone the next. Sunrider has been around for 40 years. We plan to be around for another 40 and another 40 after that. So this company is not going anywhere. One of the things that I personally enjoy so much about Sunrider is the fact that it operates in over 50 countries around the world, allowing many of us that choose to at a certain rank to actually participate, to travel, to work in other cultures with other people, which again, I personally love. Sunrider, unlike most other companies in our industry, handles 100% of all the research, development, and manufacturing of over 400 of the world's finest health and beauty products. And what's so important about that fact is that many other companies simply hand a manufacturing company a recipe and say, go make my product. I'll then take it back under my label and sell it, where they have no control over the manufacturing process at all. That is parallel opposites to Sunrider. Sunrider controls everything, all of the research, development, and manufacturing. And these wonderful products I talked about include everything from herbal nutritional foods, cleansing beverages, weight management, sports and fitness, green household, and all natural skincare products. So we kind of cover the gamut in terms of what Sunrider produces for us. All of it done here, at least now for this year, until we move into our new manufacturing in Texas, right here at the Los Angeles manufacturing facility, which is what's pictured on your screen. And for those of you that don't know, Sunrider is currently in the process of building a brand new facility of like size just outside of Dallas, Texas, which is where we will ultimately move our manufacturing to within the next year to 18 months. What I think truly makes our food so unique and special is they're all produced on what we'll call our philosophy of regeneration. And very simply, if we nourish and cleanse our body, we create balance. And to me, what that really means is if we provide our body with the right combination of whole food nutrients and cleansing beverages, our bodies will not only be healthy and in balance, but they will actually repair, renew, and regenerate themselves naturally. So let's kind of move on a little bit. Phyn, if I can turn back to you, pick us up with quinary, okay?
Right. Well, I love that you put all those features about Sunrider. So I've been a holistic health professional for over 30 years, and I have used Sunrider for those 30 years, specifically for the reasons that you just stated. Most importantly is the control that the company has in the making, creating, and putting it out to market these products. Not only do they have control of it, but they take responsibility for those products. So we know that these products are safe. All these products are tested on the Chens. Dr. Chen, tested on himself first and the family. And that's the way it was done in ancient Chinese medicine with the doctors, is that they would taste herbs, and sometimes they didn't survive, and they'd make notes, and then the next one would, go on, and pick up where the last one left off. So these products are really safe, they're tested, and most importantly, they're food. So again, there's no isolates, there's no fillers, there's no chemicals. So not only are they safe, and why I choose to use them on a daily basis, but in a cleanse, this is what we're wanting to do, is get away from any kind of fillers, chemicals, anything that doesn't help the body just regenerate. And the Sunrider foods do that so well. And so, as you can see here, these products are based on the philosophy of regeneration, which is a Chinese medicine philosophy. And so for the fall cleanse, quinary is a product that nourishes all 5 organ systems. So quin is Latin for 5. And so this one product alone will nourish and allow those organ systems to communicate together. Dr. Chen uses the example of 5 horses pulling the carriage, right? And our body is the carriage. And those 5 horses need to be healthy and communicating in balance with each other. So if you look at the screen with at the top there, the colored, the red, the yellow, the white, the black, and the green, for the late autumn or the late summer and autumn, we're really focusing on the yellow and the gray or the white. So those colors are part of the characteristics of the elements of earth and metal. So in Chinese medicine, they don't use air, they use metal, but it's similar. So if you think about metal or air, for the lung and large intestine, that correlates with the respiratory system. It also correlates with the skin, because our skin is like our third lung. And so you mentioned also, healthy, good quality products that we put on our skin. And we're not going to talk about that during the cleanse, or during this presentation, but that's something also to think about, is that our skin is so important for immunity, for protection, and for breathing, allowing our bodies to properly breathe. So with that metal and air, the lung and large intestine, this correlates with the autumn season, which is what we're heading into. And then you can see some characteristics, the color of white, the flavor of pungent. So this is like spicy, like garlic and spices and mustards and like really strong flavors. It correlates with the sense organ of the nose, the emotion of sadness or grief, and the climate of dryness. So again, a sign of being too dry is excessive mucus. So if we have a lot of mucus, right, we're coughing things up, or, you know, we get those allergies where we're like stuffed up, things like that. That's a sign actually that we're too dry. And so we need to hydrate more. We need to drink more water. We need to drink more hydrating beverages. And then the earth element, which is our late summer, that's the yellow, and that correlates with the digestive system. And that is the spleen / pancreas and the stomach. The color's yellow, the flavor is sweet, and the sense organ is our mouth. The emotion is, can be, well, it says pensiveness here, but it can also be sympathy or compassion. And the body parts are, this chart says muscles, but it's actually more accurate to say soft tissue. And that's the tissue, it's more like the fascia, which is what is between the skin and the muscle. And so again, when we have an imbalance in our digestive system in the earth element, we feel achy. Fibromyalgia is a great example of an extreme imbalance in this element. So that soft tissue is, it is more like it, of course, it affects our muscles, but it's more that fascial system that it really is connected to. And then the climate is dampness. So again, this is different than being hydrated. So it kind of looks like, well, dryness and dampness, they're kind of opposites. But again, the balance is created is both, is still hydration, because mucus also grows, and bacteria and things that microorganisms grow in a kind of skanky, damp environment, right? So we want to make sure that our bodies are flowing, of eliminating, that they're not being stagnant. So that dampness is more about stagnation, rather than it just being, well, then if I'm damp, I shouldn't be drinking too much. No, you need to be letting things flow better. And that's why the earth and the metal work really well together, right? Because we want that air, the metal or the air, to help things flow and move so that it doesn't stay damp. But we also need the hydration so we don't get too dry. So cracked lips is a sign, right? That's an imbalance of the metal. Any kind of stomach issues, IBS, even things like in the earth element, the digestive system is so interconnected with our nervous system. And just think about it, like when we are nervous or worried, we get really pensive in our stomach, right? And we have an upset stomach. And so, and the vagus nerve goes right from the brain right down into the stomach. So there's such a correlation with the nervous system and the digestive system. So again, what's so wonderful about what Dr. Chen has created with the quinary is that it nourishes all those organ systems together, so that our nervous system is also being nourished. Our hormones are also being nourished. So this is going to be a really key product for the fall cleanse. And then we will have some, I'll talk a little bit more detail about some specific things. But Sheryl, I mean, you've been eating quinary for a long time. What can you say, to tell people about what it's like? What does it taste like? How does it make you feel?
Well, I absolutely love this product. I can't see ever being without it. I like to put it in my shake or eat it at the package. I also do the liquefy. I shoot that in the morning. It's like in a little vial and I shoot it. And, I feel so good eating Sunrider products anyway. But for me, Quinery is like my insurance policy, because I know just by how I feel it look and my skin, I find it just makes my skin so soft, is that the Quinery is keeping my body safe and in the right working order. So it's a fabulous product. And I've never in my 34 years of being in the health field myself seen a product like it. Never.
Yeah. What about you, Mac?
Oh, same thing. I mean, Quinery is an everyday food for me. Absolutely. It's funny, over the years, you consume these foods and I always try to change it around a little bit. And Sheryl, for years, I was like you, was always in a shake, I would do that kind of thing. Anymore, so what I've started doing is I will take a sachet of New Plus, I'll add in a sachet of Quinery, mix them up and just eat it right out of the bag that way. And I actually like the combination of the taste between the two. It's an interesting combination of flavor, and that way I know I'm getting my New Plus, I'm getting my Quinery, and I'll tell you a few more as we move along through some of the other slides. But yeah, this is a product that I consume every day too, just because like you guys, I know what it, and I just feel what it does for my body.
I wanted to say too, like you, Matt,
Uh-huh.
Tim gets up in the morning, he gets his cup of Cali, he gets a bag of Quinery, a bag of New Plus, he opens the bag of Quinery,
Yep.
down it goes, opens the bag of New Plus, keeping it simple, and he never misses.
That's important for guys, I think. And I also, I'm not sure if I just want to highlight, okay. So one of these packages, Quinery has over 50 different vegetables, whole food herbs in one formula. That alone, like if you go to the store, even try to name or find 50 different vegetables that specifically nourishes each organ system. I mean, that alone is just genius. And that I don't know any other product that does that or has that like Quinery does.
And concentrated.
Yes.
Like what? It's 10 pounds to one, something like that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Absolutely. Great. Moving on.
Yes,
New
please.
Plus.
So New Plus is one of the very signature products that Dr. Chen, I think, was probably raised on by his grandfather. It was traditionally known as angel's porridge. It's a very, very old recipe that nourishes the stomach, spleen, that yellow element perfectly. One of the key ingredients in it is coix fruit, COIX, which is actually an ancient grain. And it is a drying grain, which means that dampness that we might experience. So people that have yeast or bacteria forming, this will help the body dry out and nourish that soft tissue, right? The cells of the soft tissue, whether it's the lining of the mouth, the lining of the stomach, or that fascial tissue. So New Plus is absolutely key, regardless of whether you're on a cleanse or not. And you'll see even in the picture, this little girl, like it is, Sunriders use this as their first food for their babies because it's so gentle and so nourishing. But what I love the most, having personally dealing with yeast infections in my in my 20s for so long, was just how nourishing it is for the body and just helping that imbalance out. Sheryl, what do you like about New Plus?
Well, for me, it's just so simple. When you have a busy lifestyle, like Tim eats it right out of the package. I love making shakes. I make all different ones because it comes in different flavors. You just never get tired of it. And like you were saying, Phyn, I have a great niece now. Well, all the children in my life have grown up on Sunrider, but she's just using the original New Plus now as her first formula.
And how old is Charlotte?
Charlotte is 5 months, going to be 6 months. So she, has Jessie has this feeling that she's got something really good and safe that she's feeding her child, and that makes my heart sing. And it's just fabulous. And once again, what it does for the skin. And I heard Dr. Rubin say on the call from Thursday that it's a prebiotic, which that's so important these days, right? We've got our Vitadophilus as a probiotic, and now we have a prebiotic.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it is. As it is. Yeah, a fabulous product right there with both of you. This again is daily food for me as well. The hardest choice is which bag do I grab today, and it's used throughout our household. I just recorded a video this last week about our puppy who had a little tummy challenge, and we started giving her the original New Plus and a little Vitadophilus too, which is another product we'll talk about another time, but it just cleared it up like that. And I guess last comment for me on this one, it's kind of like I said about Quinary. I like to read labels. I like to know ingredients. I try to be educated on what I put in my body. But for me, New Plus, I knew that it was a food that I loved simply by eating it and how my body felt once I ate that. I like to listen to my body, and my body told me this is good stuff. So I've stuck with it ever since,
Yeah.
And again, the hardest part is just picking which flavor I'm going to go for today.
And Mac, as an athlete, right? We might go to grab a protein powder or something like that, but they're isolate. They have a lot of fillers in them, and this will actually rebuild that tissue strongly, not just as fill it with water. So yeah, it's
great point, Phyn. I can remember gosh, I guess it was J.W. Emerson that first talked to me about New Plus and sports and fitness, and I remember remarking to J.W. when I first met him about, being involved in the martial arts, etc. He said, well, Mac, here's what I'm going to tell you. 30 minutes before your class and within 30 minutes after your class, I want you to eat a bag of New Plus if you want to develop that great lean muscle tone, okay? And JW, thank you, buddy. You've been right on, and I've been doing it ever since. So perfect comment, Phyn. Perfect. Awesome.
Thanks.
Next one, Sunny Dew, Sun Nectar.
All right. So this is our it's very sweet. So if you remember from the stomach spleen, the flavor of that element is sweetness. And so if we have a sweet tooth, if we reach for sugar a lot, that shows there's an imbalance in that system. What I love about Sun Nectar and Sunny Dew, although in Canada we call it Sun Care and Sun Care Plus, is that it is stevia based. But Dr. Chen, again, just such a genius, knows how to balance the negative effects of stevia, including that bitterness that you quite often will get from just eating a stevia plant, and he balances it with chrysanthemum. And chrysanthemum is a superfood. It is incredible, all the different health benefits that correlate with chrysanthemum, including high content of essential minerals, anti-inflammatory. It's amazing. So what I love about this product, even if people say, well, I don't like things sweet, it's not all about just the taste buds. All right, let's get that clear right now with the cleanse. It's like, we don't want to be ruled by our taste buds, and we often are. Let's start paying attention to what's going on a little deeper in the body, in the organs. So this product really helps nourishes the spleen and the pancreas. Why? Because first of all, it does not initiate insulin. So people, like I have diabetics that enjoy this product because it will not create spikes in their blood sugars. It is balanced so that you can create a more of a balance in your blood sugars in your body. So if you tend to be hyper or hypoglycemic, then this food helps to nourish and keep that that component balanced. And the pancreas and the spleen, people don't realize that the stomach breaks down the food, but the spleen distributes the energy from the food, so throughout the body. So without that spleen pancreas, the body, you might, and we might eat and not have any energy, right? And it's because the spleen and pancreas are not strong enough to distribute that energy throughout the body. So I have a quote here from an ancient Chinese dude. The other organs depend on it for life, it being the spleen and pancreas. The 5 organs all desire their breath of life from the spleen, the foundation of existence for the 5 viscera or the 5 organs. So, it kind of, we don't really think about or talk about the spleen and pancreas that much, but it really, except that we know that the pancreas, gives insulin, but it really is important for the energy of the body. And it's so concentrated. This product is so concentrated. So we just need a couple of drops. And yeah, why don't you share a little bit about this product?
Well, let me just say, if I was secluded on an island and couldn't get anything, I would want a stock of this product. I used to have such a sweet tooth, especially for chocolate. And now I put a sun nectar and sunny dew in everything. I put a couple of drops in my shake and my Cali, whatever I'm having. And like you said, Phyn, I love the taste of it, but it's more because I know it's keeping my body in balance and I don't have all those cravings I had before. And I do have to say, our sunny dew, because it's clear, it is great skincare. And I use it as facial if I cut myself, whatever, because it's antifungal and antibacterial. It's great for healing, right? So it is a fabulous product. You can look in my purse and you'll always see it there.
That's great. Me too. I love these products. It just 2 quick stories here. I remember the first time that I was actually exposed to Sunny Dew was in Budapest, Hungary. I had traveled there for the first time. I was in a meeting with Phyn, the country manager, and I had nicked myself shaving that morning. And Sylvester was his name at the time. And he said, "Oh, Mac, you got to try some of this Sunny Dew. It'll just stop everything. It'll stop the bleeding. It'll heal it up real quick." And sure enough, he was right. Second story, my sister is a type 2 diabetic. And one of the things that she uses daily to help nourish her pancreas is Sunny Dew and Sun Nectar, exactly the things you were talking about, Phyn, in terms of the properties associated with this incredible formulation that Dr. Chin has created for us. So again, wonderful products tying well into where we are with the cleanse. Next, Cali tea.
So our 2 cleansing organs, the kidneys and the liver. So if you remember in the spring, we really focus on the liver. And of course we will for this cleanse as well. But just for time's sake, rather than focusing too much on the Fortune Delight, we thought we would today speak a little bit more about the kidneys, which is, that's the kidneys and bladder are for the winter season. But so we want to start nourishing our bodies in preparation for winter, right? And so that's another reason why we're doing this cleanse in the fall at the equinox is, well, first of all, it's hard on our bodies, those equinoxes, that transition time, we feel it. I don't know about you, but my digestion starts to get sluggish. People start to complain about sinus stuff and allergies, and it's because of that transition. And so Cali is such a beautiful, again, very, very old recipe that nourishes the kidneys as well as the brain. And so one bag makes a nice big pot of tea, and you can drink it hot or cold. And it's really, really amazing for cleansing at a cell level. So it'll actually cleanse out heavy metals, heavy toxins. So on our liquid days, we really rely on the Cali as one of our go-to beverages. And especially in the fall, it's getting cooler. So we're going to want more warmer beverages. So we're going to be drinking broths and Cali and more warm foods, more warm liquids. So I love the Cali. I'll definitely put Fortune Delight in with it, but you can also just have it plain. And this is where you definitely want to use the Sunny Dew or Sun Care Plus in that liquid. I remember Dr. Chen saying that the formulas of Cali and the Sun Care, the Sunny Dew, they went together, right? And again, not just for flavor, but just the effects. And what's interesting about, I digress a little bit, but the emotion or the part of what governs the stomach and spleen govern is our memory, our willpower, our ability to form opinion. So like Sheryl said, like she used Sun Care for her cravings for chocolate, right? So again, when we nourish our stomach and our spleen and pancreas, we're helping strengthen and fortify our will. And then Cali is for memory. And, I used this studying as a university student. I could not live without this. So again, it nourishes the pineal gland, it nourishes the brain. So there's just so much to it, more than it just being a green tea. Like if you look at the ingredients, there's green tea or white tea or that kind of thing in it. But what do you guys want to say about Cali?
Cali, I have to say, is my very favorite beverage of all time. I drink so much Cali.
I've had at least 3 pots, and I've been here less than 24 hours. So
it comes in lots of flavors, so you never get tired of it. I love our Cali Night Calm, and which you can drink during the day too, because it just keeps you feeling level all day. So I make a big pot in the morning, like Phyn was saying, and Tim has it with his New Pleasant Winery. And, I love drinking it really hot. I know they say that's not the best thing to do for maybe your body, but I love it hot. And at night, I like the mint and the cinnamon, which are really good for digestion. And, I go around all day feeling really clear in my head. So I know it's because of all the Cali I'm drinking. Love this product. And I always add my Sunny Dew to it. Actually, I like Sun Nectar in my Cali, and I like Sunny Dew in my Fortune Delight.
How fun. That's great. Yeah, me too, Sheryl, right there with you. Joey and I will brew up a big pitcher every day, actually. And we do add the Fortune Delight into it to create what we've always have called Temple tea. And it's wonderful. That's what we drink all day long. But between the two of them, as much as I like Fortune because it removes the lactic acid and stuff from the body, Cali, like you, Sheryl, has always been a go-to drink for me. I've just always really resonated towards Cali because of how it makes me feel. And again, it's an everyday thing for us. So right there with you guys.
Awesome.
Cool. Back to quinary and the 5 element stuff, then walk us through this a little bit, and I'll try to keep up with you on where we're going here on the slides. Okay.
So like I said, quine is Latin for 5. So the quinary is all 5, or it's a formula that nourishes all 5 organ systems together. And you need that balance. You don't want to just separate, I've got respiratory problems, so I'm just going to eat herbs for my respiratory system, because all the organs rely on each other. It's all interconnected. So if one organ gets out of balance, either hyper, to excess or hypo is depleted, eventually all those other organs are going to feel the effects. So we start with quinary as our base. You know, Sheryl's husband is Tim, is an architect. And I always think about, you know, that quinary is like all the rooms in the house, and it's that foundation. And then we can also, it's wonderful that Sunrider has created taken individually each one of those organ systems and the formulas for that, and we can get them individual. So now I always have alpha 20C, if you want to just bring that one up. For our immune system, I have alpha 20C in my cupboard specifically for more so I don't take it as much in the summer because the sunshine, being outside, you know, my immune system is feeling good. But if I'm feeling at all run down, if I'm feeling at all sick in any way, I feel a sniffle coming on or anything, or just preventatively, I know that winter season is coming up. That's flu and cold season. I'm going to boost or add in that extra immune. Alpha 20C is amazing for the immune system. As soon as I feel any kind of a sniffle or tickle, man, I start pounding that alpha 20C, and within a day or two, boom, it's gone. So alpha 20C is really important. Let's move on to Conco. So now the next two are really focused on the seasons that we're in now. So Conco is our respiratory system. You'll see that it's a white color. So that's the color of the metal or air element. So Conco is for our respiratory system. Anytime somebody has a cough that I hear, I get them to take Conco. Like if you have excessive coughing, that is really key for the respiratory system. Any comments about Conco, you guys?
Oh, I'm like you, Phyn. I eat my quinary every day, 2, sometimes 3, but you know, anytime I hear something's going on, or you know, with the weather, or you know, people talking about flu season or this or that, same with Tim, he has more so that little cough sometimes. We just do extra Conco, right? And alpha 20C, I mean, I always have it in my bowl over there, and like you, not the summertime, but because I don't feel I need it either. But winter, why not? You know, just give yourself that extra boost. So yeah, that's what I do. Have them on hand as extras.
Excellent.
How about you, Mac?
Oh gosh, you know, you guys, it's funny. I maybe have taken the alpha and the Conco to a little bit of extreme here over the last number of months, only because well, we're inundated right now. There's all this, you know, the whole COVID situation. You think we're past it, but then we're not. Things are opening up and then they're closed again. You can go out and do stuff and then you're in lockdown. And I don't ever try to become paranoid about any kind of issue going on out there. But isn't it so wonderful that we have these foods at our fingertips? And where I'm going with this is, I kind of make sure I'm taking alpha and Conco extra every day almost, just because I want those systems to be so strong that if I am exposed, and again, I don't want to go political on the call, are you vaccinated or you're not, but I know I want to feed and nourish these key systems of my body so they can be as strong naturally as they possibly can be. So I've been using alpha and Conco a lot over these last number of months, in addition to the quinary, just because of where I want to be physically and nourishing my body.
I think that's a really great point, Mac, for anybody that has any concerns about that. Yeah, or leans towards weaknesses in that area. Do the quinary, add in the extra alpha and Conco.
Sure. And, you know, as the three of us have talked many times before, I mean, traveling. Phyn, you're in the midst of traveling right now, okay, within Canada even, but airplanes, being with other people, different environments and so forth. I mean, again, I always doubled up on my alpha prior to any international trip. I'd start like a week before, taking more and more, make sure I did it throughout the travels and so forth. And knock on wood, never really had any challenges with traveling around the world twice each year, So again, I love these formulas, and I'm so glad you're sharing a little bit about each of the specific ones now. On to Assimilate.
And no, I was going to say, and
yeah.
Tim too, like he
Yeah.
was traveling like internationally
Yeah.
often, right? And he always made sure he had his regular Sunrider products and extra Alpha 20C and Conco. Never had jet lag when he got there or came back, and just always was strong.
Yeah.
Amazing
Awesome.
tools.
Yep.
All right, Assimilate. So now you'll see this is the yellow color. So this is the stomach spleen system. This is our late autumn, right? And again, I noticed personally, and lots of people by, end of summer, you start to feel that kind of, you might start to feel bloated or, gassy, or just not digesting very well, heartburn, things like that. And so that's, again, just your body telling you, hey, summer's been fun, but it's time to now do a little bit of, extra cleaning, just like we clean up our yards with the leaves and things like that. Our bodies are no different. Nature is just such a great example of what's going on in our bodies as well. So the Assimilate is, I would compare it to like a digestive enzyme. So I will use this product. I'll take a couple of capsules before a meal, especially if it's a meal that, Thanksgiving or, a big meal or a big rich meal or whatever. So I love using Assimilate before meals, or again, after, if I'm feeling a little sluggish or that kind of thing. Assimilate. I bet you, I'm sure a lot of us open up the capsules and make it into a tea, which is also really nice. But Assimilate is really fantastic. I also will say, for those of us that are Canadian, the names of these last three are actually only in initials. It's just different countries have different rules about how they can label. So Assimilate is AD. So, but it's the same thing. It's just a different way of naming it. So quickly, any comments about Assimilate?
Oh, I just have to say, like I said, my nieces and nephews, they've grown up with Assimilate in their diet, because anytime they have a problem, and now even in their 20s, it's, could I have some AD Cali tea? And they noticed a big difference. And Tim and I, we open the capsule in our Cali when we're having dinner, or, if we have any issues with our stomach, and sometimes just open it on our tongue. Fantastic product. Great taste. It tastes good.
Yeah, same thing. And we use it exactly the same way. It's typically, again, knock on wood, I don't really have a lot of stomach related challenges. I don't know why, but I don't, which is a good thing. But we always keep Assimilate on hand. And Phyn, like you, if we're heading into a big meal, the Thanksgiving is the perfect example of that, or a typical Sunday night around my house. But we love breaking open the capsules and just having a nice Assimilate tea. It just makes us feel good and feels the digestion, is happening properly that way.
So if anyone on the cleanse, if they have any kind of IBS, they want to build up their enzyme production in the stomach, then I would recommend they get, the quinary and then a bottle of the AD or Assimilate. And then again, we would be making teas out of it, opening those capsules up and enjoying it as a tea.
Excellent.
The next two, Lifestream or LS in Canada for circulatory, and Prime Again or PA for hormonal. So again, I'm not going to talk lots about that today, but if you have any kind, and circulatory is not just blood in the Chinese, it's also water. So edema, any kind of edema, any kind of stagnation of fluids, whether it's blood, water, whatever, you'd want to have some extra Lifestream. And then Prime Again for the hormonal systems, and that's for male or female. So you can add in that extra hormonal system, the Prime Again, for the endocrine system.
Excellent. Okay, and there's our quinary.
Love it.
Last product here to cover, I believe, is our Sunbreeze.
Well, Sunbreeze oil is, again, I believe this was the very first product that Dr.
Yes.
Chen started his company with. And what can I say about Sunbreeze? It is phenomenal. It takes 600 pounds of flowers to make a pint of this beautiful whole food essential oil. There are no synthetics. No, I've had clients tell me, oh, well, I'm allergic to eucalyptus oil, or I'm allergic to cinnamon oil. And, you know, if I'm giving them a massage, and so I'll just say, well, let's do a little test on your skin. And most of them are trusting of me. So we do it, and none of them react to it. And they're so happy because this product is so amazing for pain. It's great for circulation. And why I'm focusing on this for the fall and for the cleanse is that it really helps with the respiratory system. It's also antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal. So you can bring it in through the sinuses, you can rub it into your body, and you can even put a drop and drink it down for the bronchial system. So super safe, super concentrated. Sheryl, if you have the little bottle there, this teeny little bottle, right? Doesn't look like much, but it's like, there's so much in there. And for essential oils, the price point is incredible, like so inexpensive. If you ever price out essential oils, like essential oil companies, you're looking at, for an ounce, you're looking at anywhere $50, $100. And our price point on this is, I think it's under $20 a bottle. Like, it's crazy. I don't know how he does it as far as, keeping that price point down. I'll talk a little bit more, but I want you guys to share some of your experiences with Sunbreeze oil.
This product it's everywhere. It's in my purse. It's in my car. It's in my office. It's home. I love it in diffusers. I have diffusers all over the house.
She does.
I do. And it just keeps the air clean and fresh. And in our house, we never have respiratory issues. And I think a lot of it is from our Sunbreeze. I remember going to the Sunbreeze room when we went to the manufacturing and hearing the stories of how great their lungs were after all those years in there, right? So it's Sunbreeze, because if your body needs warm, it goes warm. If your body needs cool. So it actually has a memory in it that can work to help your muscles feel better. And at night, I always put it under my nose, because I love it's like I'm outside breathing fresh air. And this product, everybody should have it. And I have so many stories. The one I want to share right now is my brother, Marty. He has asbestos in his lungs, and they wanted to put him on a puffer. And he decided he was going to go with Sunbreeze. So Sunbreeze has been his tool instead of using a puffer, which is much better. Anyway, that's my story.
Excellent. For me, Sunbreeze will always have a special place in my heart, because this is what started me on my Sunrider journey. And if it wasn't for a wonderful lady named Rachel Jill sharing with me Sunbreeze oil while I was complaining about a sore shoulder working out in the gym, I might never have discovered Sunrider the way I did. So again, I love this product. It's been something I've been using now for close to 30 years. Endless uses as far as it goes. Joey has massages here at the house. She always makes sure Sunbreeze is a part of the massage oil that's being used on her body. Like your place, Sheryl, our house smells of Sunbreeze because of the diffusers as well. It's just a scent that I love so very much. And, I don't want to make any comments about any other essential oils, but this is the one that I have found, to your point a second ago, Sheryl, where you can actually ingest it safely. And it's not like I pour a whole bunch down my throat, but if you start to feel that tickle in the back of your throat, or if you speak on Zoom calls or on the phone all day, like we know how that goes, right? you can get that scratchy throat. Just a drop on the back of the throat is wonderful. So again, so many uses for this incredible product. And hey, for me, this is what started me on my Sunrider journey right here.
Awesome.
Love it.
So sometimes what sometimes we think, we don't always think about our environment, especially during a cleanse. We might be just thinking about what we're ingesting. But for the lungs, synthetic fragrances can be so detrimental. And we know that so many people have allergies and sensitivities to synthetic fragrances. And we all do. Like, even myself, like I can always tell if somebody's plugged in one of those things, and I can just feel my lungs, and it's just like, oh, it's just like, So, but that attacks, that does not help our respiratory system. And so we want to get away from that. And then this also can help heal that, like help that aspect of it. And even people that have sensitivities to smell or to scent, they love this product. They don't get that same response because it's not synthetic. It's the chemicals in it that people are negatively responding to. So when if I have a client that maybe they use really smelly laundry, right? I will put some Sunbreeze under my nose, right? Just to be able to work on them. And same thing before bed, especially if my mind is really racing or I'm finding it difficult to fall asleep, I'll just I like rubbing it on my hands and then just kind of curling up and just breathing it in, and I'm out like a light. And yet during the day, I'll do that and it'll wake me up. So like Sheryl said, it has this memory. It does what it needs to do in the moment. It'll get hot, it gets cold, it'll be invigorating, or it'll be soothing. So it is such a wonderful, wonderful product. So I like to include that. And during the cleanse, you might have those energy drops and need that pick me up. You might get a headache from cleansing and need to rub some into your temples. You might feel a little bit yucky some days as your body is cleansing. So it's just very soothing and helps that circulation, so that your body is just feeling it, just very soothing and feels better.
Excellent. Phyn, last slide here before we look at your flyer.
Yeah. So again, our focus is what's going on in nature. So I've already explained to you the different elements of late summer and autumn. And so this is a wonderful time of year to do a cleanse because there's so much harvest, so much bounty in our gardens or in farmers markets and things like that. So eating, even if you decide not to do the cleanse, get eating more of the squashes this time of year, and apples, right? Because they're in plums. Anything that's in season is a good food to eat at this time, at this time of year. Garlic, remember I said pungent flavors. So garlic, and I mean, garlic is just so healthy, right? All that, it's antibacterial, antiviral, just helps that immune system. So for those of you that have never done a cleanse, or maybe you've done a cleanse and are basing it on, your past experiences, just know that we are eating food and it's progressive. So we're slowly taking out like a lot of mucus forming foods. We're eating a lot of alkaline foods like fruits and vegetables. We do have some liquid days, and that's where the Sunrider foods really come to shine, because as long as our body is getting nutrients, it will not feel hungry because it's being nourished. And so I can guarantee you that it's way easier than you think it's going to be, because we're eating really nutrient dense foods like carrots and squash and zucchinis and yams and beets and all that great produce from the gardens. And we're also using the nutrient dense Sunrider foods, the liquid days, very nutrient dense. And then most importantly, I teach people how to come back onto solids and how to balance your diet so that you are eating for energy. You're not just eating for this. You're eating for repair of the body. You're eating for energy and just giving your body the tools that it needs, because our bodies are inherently wise and our bodies can regenerate as long as we give it the correct tools. So it's the feedback that I get. I have people doing this year after year, and it's a really great bonding time, and we love coming together. I'm doing it on Zoom now, so I can have anybody join in. And so these are the dates that it's going to be happening this year for the fall cleanse. Like I said, I do it in fall and spring. And September 13th to the 22nd will be the official group cleanse. So this is where we'll be meeting every other day on Zoom. The Zoom calls are there for support and education. You're going to learn lots, not just about nutrition, but lots about mindset and just looking at our emotional body and how we make decisions, and just so that you're not just relying on pure willpower, right? Because that just never works. So I'm going to give some great tools on how to just create a healthier choices moving forward. And yeah, open to everyone. I've even had some teenagers do it with me, and every age up from there. Any questions, comments that you guys might have on this?
I'm really looking forward to getting involved in this with you, Phyn. I've wanted to do it for so long and my schedule's never allowed me to, but we're going to be staying home, I guess, at that time in BC. So it's a perfect opportunity for me. So I can't wait.
Feel the same way. It's just perfect timing. And, I don't believe in coincidences. It is kind of interesting, Phyn, that over these last number of days, I've had a lot of things coming at me that are talking about toxin buildup in the body, holding things on in the colon, et cetera. And this just seems like the right time now, because I want to make sure I listen to those whispers before it becomes October and I get hit across the head with a 2x4, So I love this timing. Tell us a little bit if you can. I mean, you want people to RSVP. You've said it's open to everybody. People should start registering sooner than later with you, because I know space gets filled. There's only so many people you can be talking to, even by Zoom. Any other things you would say to people just to encourage them to get on board with this?
Yeah, so get in touch with me. My contact information is on the poster there. So you can either text, call, or probably email's the best, so that I can just forward you some information on the cost and the days and times and things like that. If you are really interested in doing this, but maybe the dates don't quite work for you or the times of the classes, I do do one-on-one cleanse programs. You're not going to get as much of me as far as the training, but you'll definitely get the program. You'll get me explaining the first part of it. And then if you just want to do it by yourself, you're more than welcome to do that. I can talk you through that. But the benefit of doing it with the group, especially if this is your first time, is that support. You're going to have lots of questions, and we're all going to be, and it doesn't matter how many times you've cleansed, we all have our highs and lows, because our bodies are going to be cleansing, right? And so, I've been doing this for almost 20 years and I still will have my dip as well. But what's great is with the group is my dip might be at this time that, Mac, you're on a high, right? And so I can feed off of that and just feel that support. And then, like I said, there's going to be lots of really interesting stuff in the classes. The classes are about 90 minutes and they're in the evenings. I do record the classes as well, but I only keep them, I only keep them for about a month or so. So they won't be there forever, but if you can't make it live, I always have that class available that you can then
Perfect.
that you can watch it. But I really do encourage people to be there live for the support. We want to create a community. We want to create that feeling of support. And when I used to do them live, you really felt it. But it's interesting, we still feel it. Even though it's virtual, we still feel that connection and bond. So yeah,
Well,
really
it's
nice.
good that it's recorded though, Phyn, because sometimes people like to go back, even though they've heard it live. I know I often do that. I like to go back because there's something I didn't quite get or missed and I wanted to hear again. So that's great.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Absolutely. I love that too. Hey, you guys, this is incredible, Phyn. We're all excited. And again, anybody watching this, if you're interested in it, please get in touch with Dolphyn. Her information is out here. I'll make sure that we post this on social media. It'll be part of my Fusion Network newsletter going out to everyone. And again, I'm just really looking forward to this. And Sheryl, Dolphyn, can't thank you guys enough for sharing the way you did. This has been an incredible review of not only the cleanse and the idea behind it, but of some of the Sunrider foods that are associated with it as well. And I'm just really looking forward here to getting this thing going in September and seeing the results I know that are possible. So
Thank you for this opportunity, Mac. I
Yeah.
really appreciate it. And yeah, I look forward to seeing everyone in September.
And we really
Absolutely.
appreciate all you do for us, Mac.
Yeah.
Back at you.
Yeah.
This is a
And for
team.
anybody out there, Mac is our mentor and line, and he's amazing. So
Well, I appreciate that. And I think the same way. If it wasn't for you guys, wouldn't be here today myself. So again, love you guys very much.
Love you
Have
too.
a great day. Thank you, everybody, for joining
Thank
us.
you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.